everybody, it's Stewart A. Swordlow.
And Janet Diane Moya Swordlow.
And this is the Expansions News Podcast for the middle of February 2017, so-called Valentine's Day, which, as you know, I have renamed Friends Day, which, by the way, there are some countries that actually call it Friends Day. Did you know that? And Valentine's Day is illegal in Saudi Arabia.
Why?
Because it's about love and sex, and they shall not have it.
Oh.
No. Off with your head.
That's the Queen there, not Saudi Arabia.
No, oh no.
Say it in a Saudi.
They will.
Say it in a Saudi Arabian accent, not the Queen's accent.
Anyway,
what's a Saudi Arabian accent anyway?
It's Arabic.
What is that accent?
Arabic. It will cut your head off.
Much better. Okay. Now go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Now, Turkey. Let's go to Turkey.
You don't have to
and
call
I'm not
yourself
talking
a turkey.
about. I'm not talking about the bird.
You should
turkey.
have better self-esteem.
Okay, I need you to be freaking quiet. Okay, seriously. Anyway.
I know turkeys gobble a lot. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. This is why I have stress.
You have no stress.
Anyway, this is a very interesting story because a man who's a Turkish mayor of Ankara, which is the capital of Turkey, his name is Gov't, and he said that outside forces could be using sophisticated technology to trigger a man-made earthquake to destroy Turkey. And you know what? It's very possible.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And he made his comments after 2 earthquakes hit the western Çanakkale province of 5.3, 5.2 magnitude. And he said that there were tools for causing man-made quakes, and he called all submarines and ships with large equipment to be taken under control of the authorities. Now, where are you going to find that? He also said he had researched the 2 earthquakes and suggested that they could have been caused by possible foreign interference. And I actually agree with him. He said that there was a ship conducting seismic research nearby, and what this ship was researching and what country it belongs to must be solved. Let me guess, Israel or U.S.? Yeah. And he goes on to say that, well, here's the thing. Of course, the news has to, how shall I say, discredit him, because they said that last July, during the failed coup in Turkey, this man said that the exiled cleric Fethullah Gulen was using genies to hypnotize people to cause the revolution.
Well, that's possible.
Well,
You could be sending out mind control that way.
you know,
I don't.
switch the word genie for astral entities,
Okay.
and yes, I think that is actually
Possible.
Istanbul is in a major earthquake zone anyway, and in 1999 an earthquake north of there killed 17,000 people. And I will predict, and I've said this before, that Istanbul, which is a huge city of about 20 some odd million people, they will have an earthquake within 3 years, and we also need to watch the island of Cyprus and the Greek peninsula, because they will also have major earthquakes, and they're starting to rock and roll right now. Let's go to the UK. I don't like that place very much, but let's go there for a moment. And teachers in schools there are using body cameras to record misbehaving pupils.
That's like the police here in their
Yes,
police cars.
right. And the cameras have been used in schools in England with that has a history of pupils with behavioral problems. That's like every school in England.
Right.
Because they're all behavioral, you know, and have very bad teeth. Did you ever see their teeth go like very bad teeth? You know, really Britain, put money in dental work. You know, get dentists. But that's just the beginning, because I'm going to tell you that all schools everywhere will be monitored 24/7, no privacy, and you know, in a way, it's a good thing, because if the teachers or people do things that are not good, at least it'll be recorded. You know.
Well, the only thing is they already have them. They're just not body cams, but they already have cameras in the classrooms and throughout the schools. So.
No, but they're saying they're using the excuse that they're trying to record pupils with behavioral problems, but it's really, I think some of the teachers have behavioral problems.
Everybody's got behavioral problems these days.
I don't.
No?
I am perfect in my behavior.
Is that right?
Yes.
Lucky for you.
Anyway, let's go to NASA. And NASA said that they're learning more about the cosmos, and the more they learn, the more it seems possible we're not alone. Oh, duh. Seriously? Like they're first coming out with this?
Right.
It says, the entire galaxy is teeming with worlds, and we're getting better at listening. So the question, quote, is there anyone out there may be able to be answered? Like seriously, it's like it's been answered thousands of years ago. So here's what NASA says. Listen to this, people. Do we really want to know? If aliens are indeed out there, would they be friendly explorers or destroyers of worlds? I go for the last one, destroyers of worlds, yeah. And it says some of them are advocating for a beacon which sweeps across the galaxy to let the extraterrestrials know that we're here. That's really brilliant. And if anyone comes calling, what would happen? And others say, would we be wise to keep Earth to ourselves? Too late. Really too late. This gets even more brilliant. There's a possibility that if we actively message with the intention of getting the attention of intelligent civilization, that the civilization we contact would not necessarily have our best interest in mind. Oh, I'm shocked.
This is all from NASA.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big statement.
Yeah. And then this person, get the name, Lucian Volkovich, who's an astrophysicist, emphasis on the ass part.
No, I didn't say astrophysicist.
At the Adler Planetarium in Chicago, says.
That's close to us. We've been there.
Yeah. On the other hand, there may be great benefits. It could be something that ends life on Earth, and it might be something that accelerates the ability to live quality lives on Earth. Really? Because I don't see any of that, quality of life. And then, like many other astronomers, they're not convinced one way or the other, but she says, the global community needs to talk about it. Please. They already know what's going on. Get real and start telling the truth. Now, back to my people, the Russian people. Because there's a science philanthropist named Yuri Milner who shows the Starship, a microelectronic component spacecraft, $100 million project, which is aimed at establishing the feasibility of sending a swarm of tiny spacecraft weighing less than an ounce to Alpha Centauri.
I haven't heard of this before, although it does sound like UFOs you see when they have a mothership and all these little ones go out and then they come back together.
So my question is, why would you do that?
Yeah.
He owns a company called Breakthrough Initiatives, which is a philanthropic organization dedicated to interstellar outreach, funded by this billionaire Yuri Milner. Now, he says that the $100 million Breakthrough Listen project is searching for any evidence of life in nearby star systems, which include exoplanets a few hundred light years away. He says, if 6 months from now we start to see interesting signals, we'll probably accelerate the message program. That's a clue about what they're going to do in 6 months.
That's a clue.
So this was written in February, so by August, some kind of revelation going on, people. They're just telling you.
But did he tell us what the message program is?
They're trying to hear signals from, aliens out there. And he says that since there's been no signals yet, this poses a conundrum. That's a big word for Russian scientists in English. In a galaxy chock full of worlds, why isn't Earth crawling with alien visitors? It fricking is, a-hole. Seriously.
Yeah, kind of.
And then he says, where is everybody? Duh, they're here. I mean, seriously, this is ridiculous. And then he goes on to say, aliens might be afraid of us. Yeah, with their amazing weapons and technology, they're afraid of us. Yeah, that makes sense. Or consider us unworthy of attention. Well, I agree with that one.
I believe in that one.
Mm-hmm. Or it may be that aliens communicate in ways that we can't comprehend. Also true. So we're just not hearing them. Or how about we're not listening to what's really there, and the governments already know this for like decades and beyond that. Talk about crap news, which leads me to my next story about fake news, which is to be accepted by the public. Okay, Google. Need I say more? They have neural networks that have achieved the dream of CSI viewers everywhere with an AI, artificial intelligence, capable of enhancing an 8-pixel square image, those of you who are involved in technology, which increases the resolution 16-fold to restore lost data. So let me translate. Mm-hmm. They take missing data, and with this new technology, they extrapolate what's there to make a whole picture.
And what does CSI mean?
CSI is it's
because I don't know.
Something intelligence. Anyway, Google's researchers describe the neural network as, get this, hallucinating the extra information. Mm-hmm. It's like the computers are on ayahuasca.
Well, maybe that's what they're trying to imprint people with.
Yeah, so the networks actually, they say, draw the best guess of what the image would be.
And then
they're telling you, based on this, this is what the computer says it really is.
Mm-hmm. And then they'll probably say that's what it really is, and people are going to be in trouble.
Yeah, so they said, now here's the other thing. Test subjects were unable to correctly pick the original image 30% of the time, but a score of 50% would indicate the system was creating images indistinguishable from reality. What the heck does that mean?
I don't know. Scary.
Neither do I. It means that they don't know what the hell they're doing.
I agree.
And this is fake news, and they're going to give you images and say the computer said this is what it is, so believe it. Mm. That's what it is. Now, you know I don't like bugs.
You don't?
No.
Even though
I think all bugs and insects should be eradicated from the face of the earth.
Even though things bug you?
Yeah. They all need to be exterminated. And if that's racism, I don't care. Bugs don't need their own bathroom. I don't care if they're transgender insects. I don't care. Okay. Now, their scientists are baffled, they're baffled by every frickin' thing, because thousands of dead bees have, get this, washed up along, guess where? Florida.
What's your favorite state?
Hello, Florida.
Your favorite
West
state.
Coast beaches stinging beach goers who step on them. Okay, why would you frickin' step on? You say, oh, there's a bee, let me step on it. Oh, I got stung. You know why?
Why?
Because people in Florida are brain dead. Period. Okay? It's thought the bees got tired and ended up in the... Seriously? Like after millions of years on the earth, they decided, we're really tired, let's fall in the water and frickin' drown, and then if people step on us, we'll sting them.
No, that sounds like a good
really?
story.
Who came up with this goddamn story? Seriously. Unbelievable that they come up with this, and it says that it's thought the cause could be anything from nearby pesticide spraying.
Out over the ocean?
Yeah, because, there's so many bugs flying over the Gulf of Mexico. And even a swarm so exhausted they flew into the water. It's like, everybody, we're just going to fall down now. I mean, honestly, who came up with that? And this is on news. This is news.
No, our news is better.
No, so let me explain.
Okay.
What did I tell you for the last umpteen years? The Corexit poison that they're putting in the Gulf of Mexico is killing everything in Florida. Too bad it's not killing the people who are brain dead, but so far it's killing the bees.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on, people.
Well, maybe, there is just kind of a natural evolution of bees.
I mean, sir, who wrote this story? They should be executed.
Yeah.
I'm calling Trump, and he's going to take care of it.
Okay. Speaking of Trump.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
a Trump story, but you want to tell Trump
No,
story
no,
first?
I will comment. Go ahead.
All right, well, anyway.
Even though people have commented on YouTube that I interrupt you too much and let you talk. And you know who says that?
Who?
People men who are in love with you and trying to kill me.
Is that what it is?
Yes, but go on.
Okay. Well, the men who are in love with me, if you would please send money, that would be really nice.
Please send her money.
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently the experts are warning of a potential constitutional crisis because of the recent clash between President Donald Trump and the U.S. federal judge who ruled against his immigration order.
Wait, he's going to make a whole new executive order and execute all the judges. Go on.
Let's find out. This is because the country, of course, was established with a system of checks and balances. We
Right.
have three branches, the executive, the legislative, and judicial. Of course, they're supposed to all be
Meaningless now,
independently.
absolutely meaningless from now on.
And Trump was vocal in his criticism of U.S. District Judge James Robart after he issued a temporary stay to halt the president's immigration order. In fact, Trump tweeted, quote, "The opinion of this so-called judge, which essentially takes law enforcement away from our country, is ridiculous and will be overturned."
Good for him.
Then he goes on to say, again, quote, "Just cannot believe a judge would put our country in such peril. If something happens, blame him and court system. People pouring in bad." What do you think of that?
Let me tell you something.
Tell me
and
something.
I said this on 2 radio shows, maybe 3 in the last week. Mm-hmm. So maybe you people heard it about, and you should be listening to my radio shows. And if you're not, I don't care that whether you believe this or not. And I'll use what I thought it was brilliant what I said.
What?
Because I'm always asked, why are people reacting to Trump like this? Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. It's because people, for the last I don't know how many decades, Americans, Europeans, all these people have been given candy to eat all the time. The candy, 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 la 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 la. And now here comes Daddy and says, no more candy, you have to eat your vegetables. So they don't want to eat their vegetables, and they're getting all upset, and they're throwing things at Daddy. And that's what's going on. So get over it, people. You don't need candy anymore. It ruined your teeth and your brain. Now you need the frickin' vegetables.
And that's it?
That's what I have to say.
All right. So moving along to Texas.
Oh, do we have to? I don't like Texas.
Apparently, Texas, well, we're going to there. I thought you liked Texas. Otherwise, why are we going there?
Oh, it's because you wanted to.
No. Texas high school students give the Nazi salute and chant Heil Trump on their picture day at Cypress Ranch High School. Apparently, quite a few students did this. And now they're, of course, the reason I'm bringing this up, of course, is because Trump and Nazism has kind of been going hand in hand throughout the campaign.
And who did that? CNN. CNN does that because Trump, while he was running for president, had issues with CNN. Mm-hmm. So CNN got all huffy and puffy, and so every time he tells them, hello, how are you, they trash him.
And apparently Trump's ex-wife, they don't say which one, stated that he keeps Hitler books by his bed.
So do I. Does that make me a Nazi?
And the principal at the Cypress Ranch High School issued a statement apologizing for what the students did. And then, next thing, now this also was interesting, that apparently at the United States Tennis Association,
oh yes, I heard
the U.S. played the wrong version of the German, the
Nazi
national
German
anthem.
national anthem.
They played the Nazi era
Deutschland
version.
über alles.
Yes. And so anyway, apparently Germany's Andrea Petkovic.
Which is not a German name, by the way.
Sounds Russian.
Yeah.
I thought it was the epitome of ignorance, and I've never felt more respected in my whole life, let alone in Fed Cup.
Disrespected, you mean?
She said disrespected.
Yeah, you said respected.
No, I said disrespected. No. More disrespected.
Well, get over yourself, Andrea.
Then she said that the comments left her emotionally stunned.
Oh, please.
And German team coach Barbara Ritter said the mistake was, quote, an absolute scandal, a disrespectful incident, and inexcusable.
Let the world come to an end.
And then, of course, the American Tennis Federation has apologized for it.
We are very sorry that we have played the Nazi national anthem. We shall not do it again.
And meanwhile,
it was given by Arnold Schwarzenegger to us.
In Austria, there was a Hitler doppelganger spotted.
Doppelganger? You know what that means?
Yes, near Hitler's birthplace.
I was there. Well, now, Austria. I was there.
Yes. And apparently the officials are looking for apparently a young man somewhere between the ages of 25 and 30. He goes by the name of Harold, H-A-R-A-L-D, Harold Hitler. And they're going to prosecute him because they say he's glorifying Nazism and Hitler, and that's illegal in Vienna.
Let me tell you something very, very
And Austria, I mean, yes.
Because Angela Merkel is glorifying it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's the one who's responsible for all of that.
No, I just think this Hitler stuff keeps coming up. It doesn't go away. And then in Russia, this was interesting because I talked about last week or the week before about how they had new legislation which decriminalized a lot of domestic violence.
Right.
And now there is a paper that's claiming, a Russian newspaper that's telling women who are beaten by their husbands to be proud of their bruises because female victims are more likely to give birth to boys.
Yes, so just if you want a boy, beat your wife up.
Apparently, there's a columnist who wrote about how women should find solace in the fact that women who suffer domestic violence are more likely to give birth to boys, written by this Yaroslav Korobatov.
Yaroslav.
For years, he says, women who have been smacked around by their husbands have found solace in the rather hypercritical proverb, quote, if he beats you, it means he loves you, unquote.
Oh my, what is that, Ricky and Lucy?
But what's interesting is in the U.S., if you remember, about a year ago I reported there were also a bunch of young women in the U.S. putting their pictures on, saying that showing their bruises and claiming that their boyfriends are, I think at the time it was boyfriends, love them more.
It was just a few months ago, actually.
Yeah, love them more because they were all beaten up and they were actually again
that means
showing
that
their
they
bruises.
loved them. Right.
So I don't know exactly what's going on, but something, and we're going to find out, I'm sure, the more we hear about this. Anyway, biologists, he claims, confirm that being beaten has a valuable advantage because they're, he says, more likely to give birth to boys. And then there was an evolutionary psychologist in 2005 published an article called, quote, Violent Men Have More Sons.
I'll tell you, I'm going to explain why.
Why?
Because when a woman is violently abused, her genetics and her mind pattern create males to defend her. And that's why she has more boys.
Or maybe she creates males to come in so she can beat them up like she was beaten up.
Well,
because we know a lot of women treat their young men that way. They're baby boys. So we see both sides. Obviously none of it's pretty.
No, it's no.
And it says here that those who support the legislation say they want to protect parents' rights to discipline their children and to reduce the state's ability to meddle in family life. However, they do say that anyone who inflicts serious physical harm, I'm not sure what that means at this point,
like death,
will still be criminally liable. And they said that each year about 14,000 women die in Russia at the hands of husbands or other relatives, according to a 2010 UN report.
Wow.
But the point is, they are talking a lot, of course, about Muslim women and how they're beaten and abused.
I think that's a lot worse.
Well, but you can't compare.
No, I'm saying as far as numbers, I think it happens more.
Well, I don't know. They do it in India. They do it in a lot of places.
And they have also what they call the honor killings of their children.
Right. That's why I said there's a lot of abuse of women, and I think this is just bringing it forward. However, there's a lot of abuse of a lot of people. So, I mean,
everybody's abused.
We can just say women. I mean, women do it.
If you live on this planet, you're abused.
Exactly. So, anyway, all of it is very interesting as they're trying to bring Russia forward as being a more forward-moving country.
It's a propaganda.
Yeah. So, it's interesting to see where this goes. And now, this was interesting. Have you ever heard of the Brawley Seismic Zone in California? I never heard of that before.
No,
we've studied earthquakes.
They must have make it up.
We studied earthquakes for a long time, but anyway, apparently, Brawley Seismic Zone in Southern California is the unofficial earthquake capital of California.
It is? Where is it?
It's down along the
Brawley,
border.
that's in the desert.
Yeah. It says that they've been branded a nest of faults by geologists. It has more earthquakes than anywhere else in this earthquake-prone state.
It's shaken.
About 1,200 in the past year.
Woo!
And apparently they have...
That's like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and they said that people hear them coming, they hear the rumble, and it talks all about it, anyway, so I think that you should read this article because it's actually very good. And it said that because of what's going on down there, they're thinking that maybe Southern California is about ready to go.
Oh, they just decided that?
Well, I'm just telling you what they said. And then you might have heard about the latest snowstorm just a few days ago in the UAE.
And Dubai, wasn't it?
United Arab Emirates reported the usually warm and arid region was experiencing temperatures as low as -5 degrees Celsius or 23 Fahrenheit. So they were all out playing in the snow. So that's
so lovely with
the
white robes and everything.
Yeah.
But with the white robes, they kind of get lost in the white.
What was interesting?
You would know it was there.
What was interesting is the pictures they showed online were just of men. They didn't show the women or the children playing in the snow.
Because they were beaten and left home.
Probably. But anyway, so more global warming. So I just wanted to be sure to bring this to people's.
In Dubai. Brilliant.
And then you might also have heard about Mark Zuckerberg is working on mind-reading brain implants.
No, he needs a brain implant.
Apparently, he has pledged 50 million or 40
Why can't he give me 50 million?
pounds to help accelerate scientific research and lead to new tools that could be used to read people's minds.
Oh, duh.
And apparently that Facebook has been posting jobs for a brain-computer interface engineer, I don't know how you get a degree in that, and neural imaging engineer.
Okay, that allows translate. We need a government scientist who works on mind control and programming to now work for Facebook,
Okay.
which they already do.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think that's new. I found this a little bit interesting, although its own way. Of course, I have empathy for this person, but there was a man who lost both of his legs, and he was raising Dalmatians, so he has now his prosthetic legs designed to look like the legs of his Dalmatian dogs.
Why?
Well, they claim that that's helping him cope, but we have been talking
So
about...
look like a dog, I'll help him
We've
cope.
been talking about how, that they kind of make people look like animals and animals look like people and so on and so forth. So more confusion.
I think he needs psychotherapy.
Well, I'm sure that would be very traumatic to have that happen. But people are being used in ways that they don't quite realize they're being used. Then we have, I'm sure you've heard of the groups Blondie and Garbage.
Yes.
Okay, they just announced, get this one, a Rage and Rapture tour. Rage and Rapture.
I could go in with the Rage.
But Rapture is, of course, obviously New World Religion. They're going to have about 20 dates around the U.S. in July and August, and of course their tickets are going on sale soon. But somebody gave me this on Facebook, and Rage and Rapture, I thought, okay, it's got to be
So
some
you're
kind of
angry that you got raptured.
Maybe. Or maybe you're angry so you can get raptured then and saved, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
And then, of course, I don't know if you knew, but Russell Brand, of course, he's a programming icon. He's now a new father. He has a daughter named Mabel, and he has refused to, quote, gender his adorable daughter. So I thought that was also very
He's not sure
interesting.
she's a girl?
He said that he doesn't have to dress her in feminine clothes. He's more sensitive, and she can dress however she wants because
she knows what to
so
dress
he's
like
not going to
as an infant.
He's not going to gender his daughter.
He's an asshole.
So, and then moving along, just in case, this is another news article about definitive proof that gender is fluid. You look no further than the animal kingdom. There, certain organisms change their reproductive identities or adapt the behavior of the opposite sex based on a time-specific need.
Those are specific species and not across the board.
Some animals even have working male and female genitalia. So, here are some of the 10 fascinating animals whose sex is not black and white, and they all include lizards,
Duh.
fish, slugs, snakes, and frogs.
All under the reptilian heading.
Yes, I thought that was very
Read
interesting.
my book.
So, that's what I have to say. But before,
Well, you said an awful lot with your potty mouth.
before I wanted you to notice that we didn't dress alike, but I see
I did this on purpose.
Yeah, you dressed to match the Hyperspace Plus book. I don't know if you have this book yet, but if you haven't, it's an amazing book. And it's got even lots of color things in here, which I always like in
Ooh,
color.
colors.
Because it's got, I think this one has, does this one have colors?
No, apparently not.
Where is it?
Not.
No, this one doesn't have color. I
No.
thought it did. We saved all the color for this book, which happens to match May today.
Well,
Hyperspace
not quite
Archetypes.
exactly.
Kind of. So you can get both of these in one envelope if you don't have these books yet, and one more I can get in one envelope, and it helps to decrease the price per book because unfortunately postage is tremendous.
Thank you, government.
Yeah, and then if you I wanted to mention that we do have our True World History book out in Polish because we
love
have
it.
so many Polish people. Plus, you're going to Poland in April.
I always go to Poland.
In April?
April and October.
Well, that's what I'm telling them that you're going to be there in April.
April 22, 23, Exposing the Truth
Yeah.
Conference.
Anyway, so this is a really good book, but they did take things out of here because they can't talk about the Pope and Catholicism and Hitler.
Because I was just
some of those
mentioning that
things.
to someone earlier that the Polish government has declared Jesus Christ as their king.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then look, you also matched our Big Bend and Carlsbad Caverns National Parks tour.
And sometimes my skin color is like that.
Featuring the Inn of the Mountains Gods Resort, and of course we're going to Roswell, and we're going to the White Sands
Martha
Dune.
Lights.
Yeah. and
Alamogordo, Las
Yeah.
Cruces.
It starts in El Paso,
Carlsbad
Texas.
Caverns.
And then it returns to Carlsbad, Texas.
No, to El Paso.
Oh yeah, El Paso.
That's
Starts and begins.
Like they say, El Paso.
Yeah, well anyway, we have information on this on the website, but this is going to be fascinating. And before all of that happens, you're going to be in Poland in April, correct?
Well, yes, but of course March I have a few other trips which are not personal, but they're private for a particular client
And then
in Africa.
in June,
And then in June you go to
my Clear Health and Healing Tour up in the northern Alps of the Cottian Alps of northern Italy, Piedmont region. If you're interested in going, as I mentioned last week, my first vehicle is full, and so if I'm going to get another vehicle, I need to know if you're coming. Please let us know as soon as possible, because if you wait too long, there will not be any vehicle to take you.
right.
Doesn't matter how much you want to go. If you don't let me know in advance, can't happen. So.
Well, what if there are gender non-specific people who need their own vehicle?
Well, they might do that.
Okay.
Then what?
And then at the same time, it's like simultaneous existence.
Yeah.
While you're in Italy, I'll be in the island of Nevis.
You're going to be in the island of Nevis?
On the island of Nevis, Miss blah blah.
Well, I thought you were going into the earth.
Well,
or something.
I might be.
You never know.
And there I shall be awarded my doctorate degree from Pan American University in hyperspace. How do you like that one,
And
people?
also
You can call me doctor.
You're going to meet the Crown Prince of Ethiopia.
And the prince of the Romano family.
Yeah.
Which is interesting since my family tried to kill them. Yes.
Maybe it's a setup.
Well, if I don't come back, I hope you come looking for me.
Maybe.
And then?
Then we have our September class, which is our September Spectacular. So that's our week-long class. It's not as intense as January, but it's an amazing class with new information.
And we mentioned the bus tour already.
Bus tour in September.
And then October is my conference again in Poland, the second one of the year.
So another chance to get one of these Polish books. We don't sell these. You have to go to Poland to get
You
one.
have to get it, yeah.
But we do sell these two. Hyperspace Plus, which matches Stewart, and Healing Archetypes and Symbols, which matches me. And this one does have color. Where's the color?
I think you hallucinated.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
So it's got that in there.
Yeah, and so this week is Friends Day. We don't call it Valentine's.
We don't.
Please read my article on the expansions.com website when I discuss what Valentine's Day was really about.
And participate in my blogs. Are you relationship ready? And also breaking the cycle of abuse, because believe it or not, more people are tied into abuse than they're abused and they don't even know. That's how tied in they are to
That's
the
the
cycle.
truth.
So we help you break out of these kind of things.
If you live on Earth, you are abused.
That's the
And
truth.
so, yeah. And
Some
so,
more than others, but it's there.
Oh, and hopefully you listen. If you hadn't listened live to my radio shows this week, you will listen to the archives.
Yeah.
And I have another one coming up next week. Well, it's not a radio show, it's a
February's been a
presentation.
big month for radio shows. We never know.
Yeah.
They come in like waves.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
is that all?
And I ride the wave.
Like our Facebook page, please. Share with your friends. Watch our YouTube videos, our podcast. Share with your friends. Help get out hyperspace oversoul work. And if you have questions and comments, please join our membership side. Less than $1 a day. We've told you this before. Less than a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of beer. And it
You'll
will,
haul on a bottle of rum.
yeah, and it'll do a lot more for your mind and your body than that stuff will. So
That's
less
the
than $1 a
truth.
day. So if you have questions, and people always send them in on Facebook, we do not do Q&A on Facebook because we'd be there all day.
Right.
So $1 a day, you can ask a few questions.
And please, people, don't walk on the beach and step on bees. Okay?
Oh, and also we started our GoFundMe campaign.
That's right.
So look for that. And anything else?
Probably, but I won't remember till
always,
we're done.
yeah, we always have lots of stuff going on for you. So wherever you are in the world, take care of yourself. Only you can do that.
And we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.